Hello, everybody. My name is Zabathembu Konzani, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today, I'll be talking about life skills under the topic beginning knowledge and personal and social well-being. Under this heading, I decided to talk about soil on the CAPS documents of life skills. Term 3, I will be doing grade 2, and you will find the topic under the page 44. So I'm talking about soil, and I'll be teaching grade 2 as I stated. But firstly, I'll be talking about the introduction of how I will be teaching my children, how I will introduce the topic to them. Firstly, I, as the teacher, I will first gather the children around, the classroom, get them to settle in, sit down, and then start talking about the topic soil, introduce it to them. But before I explain about the topic soil, I'll start by asking them, the learners, what do they know about soil, so that I could understand their knowledge and their understanding of the word soil and what it is and what it means. And where do we find it? They'll probably give me, so many answers outside, on the floor, like, and everything like that. This will help me understand the children according to their knowledge, and it will also help the children to engage on the topic. Once I start talking to them, asking them questions, it would give them some interest on the topic. They'll have that confidence of answering questions, and they could easily engage on the topic. So after I have listened to them, I will start explaining the different type of soils and where we find them, and the different textures. So the different types of soils, I'll talk to them, explain to them the colors of the soil. We have brown soil, we have black soil, we have red soil, and the texture. We'll find smooth soil, for example, like sand, and then we'll find rough soil. Soils differ, and then as I'm explaining them this, I will show them the type of textures of different soils. Yeah. And then when I show the children the different type of soils, I'll let them touch the soil, so they could feel the type of soil, the texture, so that they could know, for themselves what type of soils, And lastly, I will be teaching them about the importance of soil and what we can plant on soil. So the importance of soil is that it's there to help us plant vegetables. I'll ask the learners, what are vegetables and what vegetables do we plant? You know, they'll say carrot, potatoes, you know, they'll count many of them. So after that, I'll be showing them how to plant vegetables onto the soil and explain to them that soil is important because it helps us humans to plant vegetables so that we in tomorrow can eat. That's the importance of soil. That would be my introduction. And then when I come to my development as the teacher, I have explained the topic and what it is. And then after I have explained and introduced the topic, I will briefly ask my learners, my grade 2 learners, about what I have talked about to make sure that they have listened to me during my teaching and did they understand what I was talking about. That would depend if I have to go on explain the topic further, but that will depend on their response. So on the development, I'll be asking them some probably 5 questions. The first question will be, what are the different soil types? Secondly, where do we get them from? Thirdly, why is it important to plant plants? Fourthly, what texture is the soil? Lastly, what color is the soil? They'll answer, and if I get good answers from the questions I have asked my learners, I'll say, okay, I have explained, they understood the topic, so they'll be able to write something, or when I ask them in future, they'll be able to answer me. But if they fail to answer my questions, I'll have to start all over again, try and explain it in another angle that they'll find it very easy to understand. And when I have fully explained and shown the learners how to plant a seed on the soil and why is it important for growing plants, after that, I will ask the learners to group themselves, or maybe into 2 or maybe into 4, depending on the number of learners I'll be having in my class. And then I'll hand out an activity for them, and of course I would explain it how they must do it. The activity will state that a child must draw and paint their favorite soil with a vegetable growing on it, right? So this activity will determine what type of soil the child likes, what type of vegetable does the child like. They'll draw the soil. If it's brown, they'll color the soil brown, and then they will draw a plant of their favorite vegetable, be it a carrot, or a seed, anything of their choice. That would be the activity I would give them. And then when they finish, I will then later, reflect on what I have taught in class.